Destiny 2 is a huge game, and at first glance it can be quite overwhelming for a new player to figure out where to go and what to do. There is a lot of numbers on the screen everywhere, lots of images and flashy icons, and for someone dipping their toes in, all of it means nothing for now. So, as someone who's played Destiny for 11 years, I figured what better time to start fresh and help you learn the basics before you dive in completely. I'm going to assume that as a new player, you are trying Destiny. You've seen the raid race, you've seen marketing, maybe a friend told you to try it out, and so as of right now, you have no expansions or DLC to your name. So what is there to do? It starts first with New Light. I really don't like New Light.
Eyes up, Guardian. It worked. You're alive.
New Light is a short story-based tutorial that introduces you to the very core mechanics of the game, opening first with a recreation of the original starting mission from Destiny 1. This mission introduces you to the basics of the game's combat, like firing your weapon, using your abilities, and most importantly, your class super. What this doesn't teach you is that when you see an enemy glowing gold with this circle over their head, you can hit the G key or your controller equivalent to carry out a finishing move on them. You get introduced to the loot system, patrol quests, and eventually are led out to discover the tower, Destiny 2's central hub for all players. In the tower, you will find all of your vendors and quest givers, so let's start listing who is who. Commander Zavala is the vendor responsible for Vanguard Op rewards. Akora Ray is the vendor responsible for your original free subclass progressions. The Drifter is responsible for Gambit rewards. Banshee 44 is responsible for giving you new weapons and weapon bounties. Master Raul is responsible for opening your engrams. Ada 1 is responsible for cosmetic and transmog related things. More on that later. Lord Shaxx is responsible for Crucible PvP rewards. Postmaster will give you items dropped that you missed during play sessions. And finally, Eververse, Bungie's premium store. And then on weekends, Friday to Monday, you have Xur, a vendor who comes along selling a random table of exotic weapons and armors for each class, as well as giving you a chance to get older exotics too. Finally, as part of the New Light quest, you have to do your first strike, which is a recreation of the Omnigul boss and Will of Kurata strike from Destiny 1. New Light doesn't fully end here, but it's at this point where the game lets you out to explore and try everything. You also do get the option to skip New Light as well, but if you're a new player, I don't really recommend this. Moving on from this, you're thrown into the deep end. Every planet accessible, every campaign you can try out. Where do you really get started? With the launch of Edge of Fate, Bungie introduced the Portal, a streamlined hub that displays a bunch of different activities with different difficulties and tiers, as well as different loot pools to help players quickly and easily jump into their next game. You have solo ops, small 10 to 15 minute missions that are redesigned from the old and long abandoned adventures from early Destiny 2. Fireteam ops, which are a mixture of strike missions and specific boss oriented missions from the expansions. Pinnacle ops, which are normally exotic missions, and finally Crucible ops, which is just PvP. Before we move on though, I just want to say something. If you go down in the description, you'll see a link to my Discord server. I'd appreciate if you click it and join. I'd love to create a small little community you can link up and play games like Destiny 2. It's something I've always wanted to have. And I mean, hey, you can go subscribe too, I mean, it wouldn't hurt, would it? Destiny 2 has a large pool of loot for players to discover and earn, with over 500 weapons and roughly 360 armor pieces, all of which can be gained across the various activities and destinations throughout the game. Each item is split into specific categories based on both your level and also the activity you're doing. Common items are grey. The only common items you will ever get to drop are the starting items when you first make your Guardian. Uncommon items are green. These will often drop during your first mission or two in New Light. Then there are rare items. Rare gear will drop usually during the process of a campaign, as well as during open world activities like public events. Legendary items are purple. These are your usual activity rewards, world drops, and buyable items from vendors. The vast majority of items are legendary. And finally, we have exotics, marked by gold. More on them later. Destiny 2's open world consists of several destinations that players are able to fully explore, discovering secrets, clearing lost sectors, completing quests, and taking part in public events. These locations include the EDZ or European Dead Zone from Vanilla Destiny 2, Nessus from Vanilla Destiny 2, the Dreaming City from Forsaken, the Moon from Shadowkeep, Europa from Beyond Light, Sabathun's Throne World from the Witch Queen, Xur's Treasure Hoard from the 30th Anniversary Pack, the Cosmodrome from Destiny 1, Neomuna from Lightfall, and the Traveler's Pale Heart from the Final Shape, and now the newly added Kepler from Edge of Fate. Public events are small open world objectives that players can take part in, normally requiring players to complete one task and then kill a small boss to get a reward. Each public event has a unique trick to it to turn it into a heroic public event. Patrol beacons can also be found around the open world, giving players a small mission to carry out with XP as a reward. Now, let's talk about inventory. Your level in Destiny 2 is based on your gear score, or, as it's called here, your power level. Every item in your inventory has a number next to it, and these will determine what your level is. The best way to min-max leveling up is to target what has the lowest number and do the activities that correlate in dropping the item you need at a higher level for you. Your stats pull from your armor and your subclass build. Every armor piece has a random roll of stats which will culminate in your character's stats altogether. Every armor piece can use mods that alter the stats and grant you specific bonuses. Weapons have this too. And then you have your seasonal artifact. The seasonal artifact will unlock a bunch of different seasonal mods that provide bonuses to specific elements and types of weapons. You unlock this by leveling up your artifact, done by just playing the game and killing enemies. Your inventory is also where you can find emotes, as well as your vehicle and ship. The next thing to talk about is transmog. You'll collect a lot of items in Destiny 2, and every time you get one of these, it will be added to your transmog list. Transmog is the term for vanity items, making your armor look like something else whilst retaining the stats and bonuses it currently has. To use this, you need the synthetic weaves. These can be gained through the bounties found next to 801. Then, you just unlock something as an armor ornament, and you're done. Have fun playing Destiny. I mentioned earlier, exotics. What are they? Exotics are unique weapons in Destiny 2. Each exotic has a very distinct ability. Some are really good for DPS, some are more supportive, some are really great in PvP. They all vary in where and when they can be used. And the same also goes for exotic armor. These are found in a few different ways. Some are quest rewards, some are randomly dropped, and some are limited to seasonal events like the Heir Apparent from Guardian games. Then there is your Guardian rank, giving you a list of things to complete to signify your experience with the game. Clans exist in Destiny 2 as well. You can join clans from the Bungie website or be invited in-game, and you can get rewards for playing with your friends in your clan by visiting Hawthorne in the tower. Your subclass in Destiny 2 is directly tied to the role you will play in the game. Certain subclasses, like Night Stalker's Tether, are directly tied to supporting DPS phases. Other abilities, like the Titan's Thunder Crash, are there to deal more damage. Super abilities like the Warlock's Well of Radiance are there to keep your team alive and buffed. Your subclass matters, and should be adjusted to the content you are playing. Every subclass has the super ability. This is the core ability of what you can do. You then have your class ability unique to each class. Hunters have their dodge, Titans their shields, and Warlocks their pool. You then have your jump ability, your melee ability, and grenade ability. Then you have fragments, where you can modify your build with different tiny abilities and tweaks that also affect your stats. And finally, aspects that outright modify the effects of your ability and can provide enhancements to you. Now, let's talk campaigns. As a free-to-play player, you will have access to the Beyond Light campaign on Europa, which unlocks you the Stasis subclass, as well as the Shadowkeep campaign on the Moon. These two campaigns are quite short, only lasting a couple of hours, but will serve as a good way to get some cool loot and play through some of the narrative of Destiny 2. As a free-to-play player, you will also have the ability to try the opening missions for all of the paid expansions. These are the Witch Queen, Lightfall, Final Shape, and Edge of Fate. These campaigns have two difficulties, normal and legendary. Legendary guarantees a higher challenge with far better loot rewards, leveling you up faster, and at the end of the campaign on Legendary, a guaranteed exotic armor piece. Doing the opening missions of these campaigns on Legendary will help you get higher level loot faster and is definitely worth looking into. You also have access to the ops pool from the portal, meaning you have a bunch of strike missions to do. Then there is the free to play endgame content, and this video isn't going to center much on endgame content, so I'll be brief. You have the Prophecy Dungeon. This dungeon is a really simple one and can be completed relatively quick, giving you access to the old Destiny 2 Year 1 Trials of the Nine armor and weapon sets. You also have the Vault of Glass, Crota's End, and King's Fall, 3 reprised raids from Destiny 1. So that's all for a free-to-play player. You have 2 campaigns, new light, 3 raids, a dungeon, and all of the open world content and portal content. The last thing I'd like to briefly touch on in this video that I feel is imperative for a new player to know about is Fireteam Finder. A game like Destiny, playing with other people is integral to the core experience. A lot of content requires a team of multiple people, or it either can't be done or will require a high skill level to be beat. Fireteam Finder is Destiny 2's in-game LFG, allowing you to match with other players who are doing the same content as you to get it done together, or you can even post your own calling to find help. This covers just about every activity in the game, so you should be able to get what you want to get done. I've never really done any sort of guide video before, so I hope this has helped explain some of the things that may have been confusing to you as a new player. A few of my friends have started playing recently, and so I base this off of what I have been asked by them, or what I've heard them be confused by. I may have missed a couple things here and there, and if that's the case, feel free to ask me in the comments. I do check them regularly, so I'll be happy to reply there. I may do more of these. Destiny 2 has a lot of content, especially in the endgame, things that do need explanations. Other than that though, I hope you all enjoyed. Like I said earlier, subscribe, join the Discord and all that. Mean a bunch to me. Appreciate you, and I'll see you in a bit.